This topic is about archival services and their automation. As you perhaps remember, we can define archive in at least two ways. One is that the organization has an archive, it's a collection of the items, and another is institution. First I will cover the part of the institutional archive, what kind of automation is used in a very general way, and second is the automation of the archival functions in the collection level. As an institution, there has been used model elaborated by NASA some 10 or 15 years ago, and it's called Open Archive Information System Standard. There are many models in this, but in general they use for archiving functions three sort of the large parts. First, they call it submission. Second is the archiving or archival processes, and the third is dissemination. Submission means how the items are coming into the archive, and also part of the submission might be arrangement and description of these items, or some kind of workflow. Submission workflow, they call it submission workflow, where the items is reviewed and metadata is controlled or added and something like this. Archival processes are dealing with the access rights, preservation, controlling, and technical part of the archive, where is there a lot of 2 or 3 or whatever kind of these disks where the items are. Dissemination is about access, and this is usually automated, and you will go into the digital archive by using some kind of software. Usually it's some kind of web application and using web services, and you will made authorized access to this collection or not authorized access. This is all arranged, and you will do either search or you will browse the holdings, and you will find the item you need to use, and you can have access to the item. You can read it or download it or do whatever you need or whatever is allowed to you to do. This is basically the institutional archive. As you see, it's very simple. It's very simple, and the automation is not also difficult. All the difficulties lays under these large processes. And I will cover these difficulties on the collection level. On the collection level, usually when you're creating archive, the creation of archive is not might be either the special work, or it might be organic process that archive is just growing and growing. People doing their work, documenting their activities, or whatever kind of items are in your archive. These holdings are developing and of course enlarging all the time, and just items coming in, and you need somehow to arrange it as an archive. And for this also automation might be used. First, records lifecycle management concept must be put on these items. This is a general concept and not so different from paper archive. Second is you need to do some special activities when you're dealing with digital items. usually files. Usually the items are in files. They might be just text files, picture files, movies, or maps or whatever, drawings, and so on and so on. There, file level control is needed, and also sometimes the version level control is needed. The control is documented in the metadata. Therefore, metadata you're dealing very much with metadata, but not only. First of all, there is a general understanding in archival processes that work on the single document or single letter or whatever document type it is level is not possible because it's so time consuming, so work consuming. Nobody has so much money to hire people to work on the document level. Therefore, arrangements are made, and archival processes are linked to the some kind of arrangement level, and usually this arrangement level is file, case file. For example, if you have a retention period 5 years, every document has this 5-year retention, but you don't destroy documents every day, but you will arrange it year by year, annually, and you will destroy this case file 5 years after this period is started, and it's starting the end of this year. Then the documents are accumulated. Therefore, it's always when 5 years, it's 5 plus 1 year from the beginning and 5 years from the end of the file. 5 years from the closing of the file. Usually, the retention period is starting when file closes. This is the arrangement level where you do the automation. At least I am found that it works very well also in the document and records management systems. Then you automating this lifecycle management and you deal with all these files in the arrangement into the case file by putting this retention schedule and working with this retention period in the file level. What you do? First of all, the closing of the file is important. When you close the file, the retention period starts. Retention period, or life cycle management, as they call it, life cycle management might have 3 or 4 steps, 2 steps at least. First, you need to do something with this closed file, to put it into the different database, different file system, different information system, or something like this, or give it from this institution to another institution. For example, you can automate the process. File is closed, you have a trigger, do this kind of task that send it to the institutional repository, which might be also the archival server on the hand of the archival service provider. Second is when the retention period is ending, you can either destroy it, and the destruction is of course arranged, or sometimes you need to review this retention period. The task is destroy, task might be review, and also third task might be transfer it to the archival institution and sometimes this archival institution might be national archives, and national archives taking these documents which has archival value. The meaning is they are very important and will be held forever. And this is a different transfer, and national archives usually are giving their rules and regulations how these documents must be arranged and described. And this is, of course, also very time-consuming work, and you need to do some kind of automation to make this arrangement and description for archival use more effective. And therefore, this is the one part. Therefore, and the second part is you need to establish the regime of access to regime and manage all the life cycle because you need to be sure about your records authenticity and truthfulness and things like this. Next, when you closing file or transferring it, you need to do some works which are quite similar to the paper world. And in paper world, they named you need to establish which documents are originals and which are the duplicates. And you will not arrange duplicates in the same file as originals. You usually destroy duplicates. The same is with digital records, but there is no so much the duplicates. Duplicates, of course, are also a problem, but there is a version control question. Usually, you don't need to keep all versions when you have version control, and you need to establish a regime. What kind of versions you need to keep, if you need to keep them at all. Perhaps you need to establish a regime that you say that this file, the meaning is one document. This file is finalized, and you only keep this last version of the file. Another question, what you're dealing with digital archives when you need to automate is the format control. Very often, files are created in the formats which are not so-called archival formats of the documents. A very general archival format is PDF file or PDF-A as a PDF archive or this kind of files, and these files are not the only files which are in the systems. In the records management system, very often the PDF file and the original, for example, Word file, is also kept. But in archives, you need to take only one PDF file, and you can easily create programs or automated services to destroy all these versions, Word files, or convert Word files to the PDF files. And this is one part which is different from the paperwork. Generally, digital archive is not a very difficult concept, but you need to establish pretty much same procedures as for every information system, but just to remember that you're dealing with a life cycle of the documents, and the amount of these documents are large or might be even huge. Thanks.